Hey everyone, I'm Fernando and I'm currently a lab monitor at Centennial College Toronto, and this is a quick tutorial for the students, but of course everyone is welcome to come watch and learn a little bit. I'm going to talk about how we usually do constraining for IK hands in the industry. Of course, this is not a rule, this is not mandatory. Every artist has a different approach. But anyway, this is a common way that we do the constraining for IK hands for this specific case. You guys are gonna see it. There are different situations, like if you have hands attached to a table or attached to heavy object. Anyway, in this case I'm gonna use stick. That could be a tool, that could be it's usually a light object that our character will manage and change the way he holds the object. Anyway, you're gonna see it. Okay, so I'm using Malcolm here, the rig that a lot of people use. It's in the internet. You guys can use it as you want. It's an awesome rig for training, and just a cylinder as a stick for the situation. And I have set already the picker. I'm using the Anime School picker, and I've set button for the IK hand, the right hand from Malcolm, and a button for the light hand, and a button for the stick. Okay, so for you guys that don't know what a picker is, I suggest you to research about it because it's very useful. Anyway, so let's keep going. We usually, when this is the case of a rig holding a stick, we usually, using both one or two hands, we usually animate the stick. So let's say this is like a lever, or he is doing, I don't know, kung fu things with the stick, moving around, and there will be different poses for the hands on the stick. Of course, the first thing that comes to mind is parent constraining the hand to the stick and animating the stick, or vice versa, constraining the stick to the hand and animating the hand, right? But sometimes we have two hands on the stick. I've seen people constraining the stick to a hand and then the other hand to the stick. So anyway, what we're gonna do here is nice and easy way that we require some work, some labor work first, not too much actually, but the work after that will be a lot easier and flexible. You guys will understand what I'm saying. It's better if I show you. Okay, so how do we usually do? First thing, we create a locator. So let's go to the menu, top menu file, create, then locator. Okay, I'm gonna do slow so you guys see where I'm going, the menus I'm using, and I'm gonna rename this locator to right IK hand, and I like to use underline lock because Maya doesn't accept nodes with the same name, so I usually use at the end an underline and whatever I'm doing with this. And I'm gonna group this. I hope you guys know what a group does. Name would be, sorry, what it is, right, okay, sorry, so right IK hand group. Okay, After that, let me create a second locator. So create locator, and I'm going to name it with left IK hand lock, and then I'm going to group. Oh, just so you guys know, I'm doing the group using Ctrl G. Okay, so I select the locator. What I did was selecting the element I want and hitting Ctrl G. So I group it. I can select several elements if I want. Anyway, so I group it, and left IK hand group. In order to rename, you can just double click, and it's a prompt. You can give the name you want. Okay, so after that, I have the two locators. I have one locator here, and I have a second locator here. A locator, for those who don't know, I'll be very quick. Locators are not render at first, but you can use it as tools to combine things, to help you out with setting a point in space to a lot of things, and you're gonna see locators in action for this case. So after that, what am I gonna do? I will come to the picker. I will select the, let me select first. Let's start by the right hand. Okay, so I'll select the right locator first. I will select then the right IK hand, and it's a bit slow, sorry, because I'm gonna use command that is called match, and this is really useful. It's like a constrain parent, but it doesn't constrain. It's when you it's like when you constrain something not maintaining the offset, distance, and rotation, but it doesn't constrain here. Let me do that and you understand. So I select the locator first, the object I want to move, and then I select the right IK hand controller. Then I'm gonna go to, just a minute, let me remember, modify, match transformations. Then I have options, match translation, rotation, or scaling. I'm gonna click on match all transforms. Okay, when I click here, you see the locator travels, let me select it, and you see the locator travels to the IK controller. IK controller is this big one here, this big circle. So let me select again the locator. So the locator travel and align to the IK controller, combining both translation and rotation to it, and it's not constrained. If you go here, it's not constrained at all. You cannot see the parent node. Okay, so and I'm gonna do the same for the other hand. So I'm gonna select first the locator, left IK hand locator, then I'm gonna shift select the left IK controller, and again modify, match transformations, match all transforms, and then boom, the locator is now aligned to the IK hand. Why did I do that? I'm gonna explain. We're gonna replace the controller by the locator. Let me show you. We're gonna parent constrain, you guys know the parent constrain option, and we're gonna parent constrain the IK hand controller to the locator, and then we're gonna use the locator as the controller for we to animate. So let me do that. So first I'm gonna select let's start by the right locator, and then I'm gonna constrain the IK controller to it. So first the master and then the slave, first the parent and then the child, first the locator and then the write controller. And then I go to constraint parent. I'm gonna go to the option box because I want to check some stuff here. Basically I want to check the maintain offsets, so I'm gonna turn this on in a way that the position and rotation will be kept. There will be no change. So when I maintain offset, both elements will stay where they are, right? So I'm gonna keep translate, rotate, so the locator will be the parent for everything, and then I'm gonna set apply. Now if I select the controller of the hand, what happened here is, you guys know that all the rotate and translate channels are set to, they are stuck to the locator. So if I want to animate a hand, if I want to move it around or rotate, I have to select the locator as I did here, right? Well, I bet you guys knew that. So after that, oh, let me first create a button for this. So select the locator and I'm gonna come here and add one button. Let me just rename this. Okay. So now I have a button on the picker that I select the controller. I have the button for the right IK hand, and I have a button for the locator that is now the IK hand. If I want to animate it, I'm gonna have to select this one. And I'm gonna do the same for the left hand, okay? So left locator selected first, left IK hand controller selected them, constraint, parent, let me open the option box, maintain offset is okay, translate, rotate, okay, apply. Cool. So if I select the IK hand, everything is locked, and I will create a button for IK hand as well. Sorry, locator. There it is. Okay. So now, if I want to animate the hands, I'm first frame. I'm going to show you. I'm going to set a key here. Then I'm going to go to frame 50. Then I'm going to move to a different position. Rotate a little bit. Okay. I'm using the locator for that. You see? If I hit play, locator is doing the whole animation. What if I want animate or change or do whatever, not for the translation and rotation of the hand? I go for the IK hand controller. Everything is animatable. Anyway, I can select a different, let's say I want to change the scale. I'm gonna hit a key for a scale, and then I go to frame 50 again, and I'm gonna change the scale just for fun. Okay? Oh, the hand's not falling. Anyway, it's animated. I'm in the IK hand controller, and all the other switches, all the other options are still there. Everything, basically everything, except for translate and rotate, because you're going to use the controller for this. So everything else, you have the option to animate, to change, to do whatever you want. Okay, so I'm undoing all the things, and okay, so let's keep going. After I do this, you remember I have groups for the locators. So if I select this right IK group, right now it's the group selected. Group is an invisible element, but it's set, the pivot point is set to the center, 0.000, the origin. I'm gonna only modify and center pivot so it goes to the hand. Okay, this is just for organization. You don't have to do this, but I think this is better. So modify, center pivot. Now what I'm gonna do, you guys are gonna see that you probably know everything that I will do here. This way of working is just a new way of combining stuff that will help out with the animation, like I said, and this is how we usually do it in the industry. So I'm going to select the stick, and I'm going to pose the hands in a way that they're holding the stick, and I'm going to fast forward this so you don't have to wait, okay? Okay, so yeah, I put hands in a pose that they're holding a stick. Just a random pose, of course not my best, just to show how this works. And I'm gonna pretend Malcolm is swiping something on the ground, or anyway doing a kung fu thing, but really basic. Okay, so you guys know what I'm doing. So okay, I'm gonna hide the controllers right now. I hit Alt 1 to do this for those that don't know. So controllers are hidden, and what I'm gonna do now, I have, let's use one of the hands first. I have the locator commanding or being responsible for moving the hand, okay? And this locator is inside a group. So what I'm gonna do now, notice that the group pivot point is still in the same place because I didn't move the group, I moved the locator. But anyway, what I'm gonna do now is, and this is not important, as I said, it's just an organizing thing. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna select a stick, then I'm gonna control select the group containing the locator. And that's selected, I'm gonna go to constrain parent option box. I'm going to maintain the offset, so everything is going to stay where it is. Translate OK, rotate OK, apply. Nothing changed. Okay, and I'm going to do the same for the other one. I'm going to select, unselect everything, deselect everything actually. Then I'm going to select the stick first. Then I'm going to select the left IK hand group, and then I'm going to again constrain parent, this is option box, maintain offset is on, translate rotate is on, and apply. Cool. I've just done one thing that I just noticed, and leave that, and sorry for that. Anyway, now what do we have? We have the hands constrained, each one to a different locator. We have locators inside each one in a different group, and we have both groups constrained to the stick. Some of you may know already where I'm going. If I select a stick, I'm going to go to frame 1 and set a key, and you notice I can move the stick around, right? Of course there's a limit for this, but it is constrained, everything is constrained to the stick. So I'm gonna go to frame, ooh, the hand is still animated. Give me a minute, please. And I remove this key. There you go. So, no more keys? Nope. So, back to stick selected, and more animation. Okay, so I'm gonna go to frame, let's say 120, so I'm gonna go to frame 40. And I'm gonna move the stick to a different position. Let's say this position. And I can even rotate a little bit this way. So kind of a guitar pose. Right? And then I'm gonna go to frame 80. And I'm gonna do a different position. I have to fix the elbow, no worries about it. Like this, what's it called? Paddling? And then I'm gonna go to last frame, where I'm gonna do the same pose as the first one. So I copy the first pose to the last frame. How did I do that? So I go to the first frame where I want to grab the pose from, and then I hover over the frame I want, the last one in this case. I'm gonna hold Ctrl and I'm gonna hit the mouse middle button. Now I have the pose here. We don't see the pose, but I have it. And then I hit S to set the pose. Okay? So there it is. I have the same pose as the first frame. Okay, so I'm gonna deselect the stick, hit play. So we see what happened. There's gonna be intersections, of course. I'm not caring right now because I want to see what's going on. I'm gonna do a fancy pose here. And it goes from this pose to the other one. And create just the last. Okay, so yeah, I had to make some adjustments, so fast forward, but I did a pose here that I want to show you guys how this is going to work. So it's going to the first pose from the second, third paddling, fourth kung fu, and then go back to first. Okay, so what I want to show you here, why do we do all of this stuff with locators and groups and all of that if at the end it's going to do the same thing? The hands are constrained to the stick. We do this, and sometimes you really want the hands constrained and not moving in the same pose to an object, but we do this the same way because we have the freedom to change the hand the way we want. And as I said, sometimes you have a stick and you have the hand in a pose, and you're never going to change that pose, but you still do this way. You still use a locator, you group head, you constrain the hand to the locator, and you constrain the group to the object, because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. Sometimes clients send notes, like our supervisors send notes, and they probably will, saying, okay, this hand is too static. It's dead. We have to give some life, give it some love, give some movement. And sometimes you can only move the fingers a little bit, but sometimes you can't. You have to move, pivot, or do whatever is needed. And if you constrain the hand straight to the object, you don't have this freedom. Okay, so let's go and let's do some fun stuff. And I'm going to show you what I'm thinking. So first, I'm gonna back to the picker, and then I'm gonna change the right hand. So I'm gonna select this locator, I'm gonna set here a key, and let's move this until frame 25, and from frame 25 to frame 35 I'm gonna change the pose of this hand. So I'm gonna move from this pose to something like this. Okay, I don't have to, but I'm gonna change the fingers. So press forward. Okay, so I created a second pose for the hand, and I'm going to create a button for all the fingers. So it's a button that if I click on it, it will select all the fingers. And as they're brownish color, I'm going to set a different color. Okay. So it's easy to select and set a key. Okay, so what's happening here? And this is the magic trick. I still have to adjust, I still have to improve, but you're gonna see what I'm talking. The stick is animated, right? From frame 1 to 25, we have the animation where the hands are constrained. But remember, the locators, aka the hands, are not directly constrained. The group where they're in is constrained. So from frame 25 to frame 35 I changed the hand position and the fingers pose, and the group's still there, constrained. I can move the hand inside the group, and the group is still there, constrained. Okay, and what happened then? The hand goes to a new pose, fingers in a new pose, and as I don't have any other new pose, it will keep as it is. You see? And let's do better. Let's do from frame 25, let's do the improvement I said. Let's say frame 30, I want to move my hand. Let's select the controller. I want to do a in-between pose from the change of position. From this pose to this pose, it's just going from one pose to another. So I'm gonna create something like this. The time is not perfect. It's like 10 frames. I just want to be, how can I say, well, you know, it's not a perfect timing for an animation, it's just to show how this works. So I'm gonna set the fingers to default. Let me do a new pose here. And there we go. Just an in-between pose. I'm selecting the locator so you guys can see, and frame 30. So 5 frames from this pose to this pose to this pose. Cool. Locator is kind of doing gimbal problem thing, but it's okay. It's just for do the following. I'm going to select the fingers, and 3 frames before 25, I'm going to set a key. In 25, I'm going to make a similar pose to 30. Yeah. And then 35, 3 frames after, 38, I'm going to set a key again. And 35, I'm going to do a pose similar to 30. So yeah, this is what's gonna happen. Okay, you guys got the idea? So yeah, this is very, very basic. This animation is definitely animate locators, because we don't know that anymore. We don't need it anymore. So yeah, that's the idea. I'm gonna fix the thing so you guys can see, but idea of having locators inside of groups and controllers constrained to locators is exactly this. You guys can see, of course, this is a very basic animation. Again, I'm saying that because it's just a way to show how this works. It's not. I don't want to show the best animation ever. But anyway, it's a way to make a change of hand pose and still having them constrained into the stick. Okay, I'm gonna do a few more poses here. Again, not for animation purpose. I mean, polish really good animation, but so you guys can see how we can make this interesting and still the hands constrained to the stick all the time. Cool. Give me a few minutes. I'm gonna fast forward it and then I'm gonna show you at the end. Thank you.